Alrighty, we're switching things up here on this channel for the first time ever, so I'm kind of nervous. I hope you don't hate this video. Make sure to smash that like button. If you don't absolutely hate this video, that's a very low bar to set. Hey, that's why I called the channel Jordan Reacts and not Jordan Does Reddit, so that I could react to other things. And it's still on brand. Thinking ahead, just in case. Okay. First and foremost, warning, spoilers for Avengers Endgame are ahead. If you haven't seen the movie and you're planning on it, then probably click away. Or better yet, hold on. I've collected the Infinity Stones and... Alright, I just snapped away everybody who hasn't seen the movie so that, you know, we're not ruining for anyone. It's pretty cool. So I'm assuming if you're still here, it means you've watched the movie or you haven't seen it, but you're not planning on it and you don't care. In which case, I'm not sure why you clicked this to begin with, but I'll take it as a compliment because maybe you just enjoy hearing my voice, so that's pretty cool. Let me start off by saying I really enjoyed the movie. It was great. I think just a really unbelievably solid conclusion to what was it, like 12 years of Marvel movies in this like current era, like 12 years of character development across all these different movies and stuff. So much time and thought invested in us like caring about each of the characters and being invested in how they're gonna fare in this like final conclusion. So I thought it was great and really enjoyed it. Dehydrated myself through the early part of the day so I could be sure to make it through the 3 hours without having to pee, and I did it. Let me tell you, other than when I'm sleeping, it's very rare that I go 3 hours without peeing, and I thought that was my biggest accomplishment of the last few months, was managing to sit through the whole thing. Despite how much I enjoyed it, I think there was a slight issue with a particular thing that took place. Because I feel like even though we're in a fantasy universe where we have magical stones that can snap people in and out of existence, when you establish a rule of how a particular thing works, no matter how fantasy it is, you have to be consistent with that rule. Now, maybe you see where I'm going, but let me give you a comparison to start off with. So a lot of you have probably played Minecraft. And of those of you who have played Minecraft, a lot of you have probably played on a server with friends, and maybe you played for a few hours, you got some stuff done, and you logged out. But while you logged out, your other friends are still playing, they're still building stuff, having a good time. And so the next day, you hop back on the server, and immediately you're greeted with, I can't really do the sound. Also, they kind of got rid of that. You respawned, and someone built a wall where you logged off the server, like non-maliciously, or maybe maliciously, but either way, now you're in that wall, your pickaxe, I don't know, you left it somewhere else, but you got a bunch of valuable items on you anyway, a few golden apples, you're like, well, cool, this is great, can't get out of here. You used obsidian, oh, that's cool, I'm screwed. And then you suffocate, and you end up back at spawn, you lost your items, you're like, oh, that's sweet, thanks, friend. You see where I'm going here? So, in the big final battle scene, right, after Hulk has snapped everyone back, you have Doctor Strange, who re-enters through his portal from Thanos' home planet. He makes it sound that you get spawned back in when Hulk snapped to exactly the location that Thanos snapped you away in the last Avengers. Now, okay, let's think about this a little bit more. Okay, there's a bit of a problem with how this is set up, right? Okay, what about all the people who were on an airplane when Thanos snapped? What about the people who were on a boat when Thanos did the snap? What if you were on the freeway? What if you were on a train? What if, because construction and human development kept continuing for 5 years between the Thanos snap and the Hulk snap, what if a building got built and just as in the Minecraft situation, you got snapped away and now there's a wall right there and you just reappear inside of a wall? Basically what I'm trying to say is, if we're to take what Doctor Strange said as fact and hold that rule consistent across everyone, you've got some very unlucky, unhappy people. Even the ones who are not in a completely you're done situation like a plane. You got the issue of they could have a hand inside of a wall and be like, oh, this is cool. So I'm stuck here now and I've lost my hand. Couldn't you just like let me not be here at all? Like I was fine. Snapped away. It was fairly painless. It was just, and now my hand is in a wall. So that's cool. Even take like the most ideal respawning back in situation. Just an open area of completely flat level concrete that wasn't touched. Even over that time, there's bound to be some amount of the surface just changing ever so slightly through weather and climate and expansion and contraction. And you could even just have like a little bit of your foot that's now intersecting, and so you go to take a step and you're fused into the ground by just this layer. Hopefully you were wearing shoes, in which case maybe it's just your shoe. We are to assume that people got vanished along with their clothing because it wasn't like a bunch of clothing that was left behind when Thanos snapped people away. So at least I'm assuming they're coming back with their clothes on. Wasn't just a bunch of naked people who are like, oh, all right, this is awkward. Doctor Strange gets back, he's like, oh, well, we're all naked now. I guess that's not all that much more revealing with someone like Spider-Man, but for me, I have robes, and I'm missing those, so. Now, I think that's, a small issue that wasn't really acknowledged in the movies. There are a lot of people who you would have to be cared for after they were snapped back due to various issues. There's gotta be even one of the Avengers who would have had that problem. Somewhere where they got snapped away, a tree was like growing and there's a branch that they would have just been like, oh, this sucks, this is a bummer. I thought it was a funny point to bring up. It doesn't break the movie by any means, but I think, again, you should hold things consistently. And now, let me even elaborate on this further, all right? Because what I just said assumes that the Infinity Stones, which are this universal thing that affects not just Earth, but everywhere in the entire universe, they apparently are able to use the Earth as a reference point for the location of where to spawn everyone back. And they're able to incorporate the rotation of the Earth, which has probably changed from one snap to the other. The Earth itself rotates around the sun rotates around the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy does God knows what with its movement. But like, if we're to just say that everyone spawns in exactly where Thanos snapped them away, the most realistic end result of that scenario is that because everything in the universe is constantly moving, you'd end up just having a bunch of beings snapped back into space, which would suck. If we're to play this out realistically in the movie, Hulk would have snapped, and they would have been like, I guess it didn't work. That's a shame. Little did they know the dramatic irony of light years away, everyone on Earth, there's just this spherical thing of a bunch of bodies that just appear back into existence and are now just kind of floating through spaces. Space dust. That, there's also all the other planets out there in the universe that have life on them. I guess the Infinity Gauntlet can hold their points of reference, account for their spin, and know exactly where the exact same location is that those beings would spawn back into. Are we to hold that to be true as well? I mean, even if we are, you still got the issue of the people on other planets spawning back in and either being in the air and falling down, or all the whole host of problematic situations that they could be in. So, anyway, I wish them all luck for the issues that they might have faced when Hulk did the stamp. I think Hulk might have ended up killing a lot of people for the second time. Sorry, bud. I'm sure you saved a lot more than were in airplanes at the time that they got snapped away. So that's it. I like the movie, but just a point that when you think about it more, you're like, oh yeah, that's a slight issue. And then I also had one more question. Maybe just something you guys could answer for me, because I didn't understand how it worked, but there's probably an explanation that's like consistent with the rules of the Marvel Universe, which was just, how did Captain America get back to the main timeline after he decided to live out his life when he went back in time to return the Infinity Stones? That was just, I didn't get it, but I'm like, maybe there's a way that this works out, but I'm not sure exactly how it works out. So feel free to clarify that for me in the comments section. But anyway, that's it. This is just a warning to all of you that be careful where you log out of your Minecraft server so that you don't end up either, doing it on a structure that gets demolished, you fall to your death, or have a wall built where you logged off. So that's all that this video was. Just a public service announcement for Minecraft. Thanks for watching. Again, I hope you didn't hate this. I am reacting to a movie, just not Reddit, but it's reacting. So let me know if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.